Howdy, folks, and welcome back to another video celebrating 100 years of Eagle Claw. Today, we've got an iconic video.
The man, the myth, and the legend.
1000%, a folk hero of sorts. You've seen him thousands of times, you know what I mean? And as soon as Matt lifts this photo up, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see it. The man that's been on the Snell packaging for decades is Paul Mount. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Paul Mount, his history with the company, and then actually how cool the photo is, because it's obviously it's an iconic photo, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I think that you guys would really like to know. Yeah. So to start, what year did he start working for Eagle Claw?
In 1938.
1938, Mr. McGill hired him, and from 1938 to 1946, Mr. Mount wore many hats, doing different things for the company, including driving trucks, quality control, a little bit of everything. 1946, he gets invited to basically play fishing guide.
Yeah.
He's going out with, if you want to hold this photo up right here.
Yep.
He's going out with Stan Wright, Andrew D. McGill, Floyd McCall, who was a photographer for the Denver Post, Jack Dennis, who was a movie star, and then, of course, you have the iconic Paul Mount. So Paul Mount's deal is he was going to show the fellas the best fishing spots in the area. So we're talking the Crystal River, Frying Pan, the Roaring Fork, that area. And as you can see, they had just a killer day.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on them. Now, we show that photo first, too.
Correct.
This is such an iconic photo. It's from the same day. You've got Stan Wright with the fly rod, a Wright McGill Granger fly rod, and you got Andrew D. McGill, Drew McGill, behind his shoulder, probably spotting fish for him to cast at. But it just goes to show the founders of Wright and McGill were sticks themselves, which is super cool. Okay, now let's get to the photo part.
Yeah.
So Paul Mount had an all-American look.
Yes.
That's what they were looking for. Drew McGill said, grab some fish and hold them up. We want to get this for some of our marketing stuff. And so what Paul Mount did is, Matt, he grabbed something to put the fish on. Explain a little bit about that.
Back then it was easy to grab a branch. You shove your fish on there. They really grabbed whatever was handy. And in this case, it just happened to be a fly rod.
Yeah, so instead of, like Matt was saying, instead of grabbing a branch, which is inexpensive, Paul Mount grabbed a Wright and McGill fly rod, a Wright and McGill Granger fly rod. At the time, it was $100. So in 1946, we did the adjustments. What would that be dollar value today?
Roughly around $1,600.
So Mr. Paul Mount grabbed a bushel of trout and just started stringing them up a $1,600 fly rod. And Drew McGill said, "You're not very particular on what you'll string fish on, are you?" And but the result,
yeah,
you know
iconic.
what I mean. A lot of folks, you look at it and you go, "Oh, that's cool. It's a guy that's holding up fish on a stringer." And it's like, no, it's an Eagle Claw man from 1938, like a tried and true company man on a $1,600 rod. Fishing with the owners of the company, a movie star, and a newspaper photographer, which is a very, very big deal. And it's lasted the test of time. For a brief point in our history, we actually went away from having Paul Mount on the Snell packaging, and there was an uproar.
Yeah, it didn't sit very well with people.
Yeah, 1,000%. Paul Mount, his wife, Beth, she worked at Eagle Claw. They met here at Eagle Claw. His sons actually worked for a sales group. The Mounties up in the Pacific Northwest. It's just, the history is very, very cool. And if you let us, we're going to talk about this a lot longer.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best to keep it bite-sized. We just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information behind this iconic photo. And, maybe it's going to come up in trivia. Maybe you just want to be the folks or the person that knows the iconic angler's name. Now you know. That's the gist of it. This has been a little bit of our history.
Yep.
Right? But as always, we want to include your history as well. And what we're doing now is we're doing little angler highlights. My Eagle Claw story highlights. We're doing videos separate from this just to highlight you guys. Tell them how they can be a part.
Yeah, it's easy. You get on social media, Facebook, tag Eagle Claw Fishing. Better yet, get on Instagram, use that hashtag Eric said, my Eagle Claw story, and we want to share your history as well as ours.
1,000%. So get out there, buy a package of Snells, tip your cap to Mr. Paul Mount on them, and catch fish on American-made fish hooks. We'll see you soon.